I nearly attacked someone in a store. And before people jump onto me in the comment section, I'd like to explain the whole story. And apologies for like the noises and chatter you can hear in the background. This is my mum on a call, right? She's loud as hell, man. But let me actually explain to you what happened in that story, right? So it was 10 a.m. in the morning, and I had to return a parcel to the nearest store that was near me. So the nearest one near me, because I'm in the UK, it was Tesco. So I was walking up to that Tesco, and for some reason, I saw like a whole crowd in there. It was like 10 a.m. And on some random Tuesday or something. And I'm thinking, yo, why is there so many people in there? Like, what's going on? So I went in there to return my parcel, and I stood in line, and the line was like long as hell. So I was stood in there, and then I saw someone else like behind me, right? And he was looking a bit impatient, if you know what I mean. Like he just looked like he was in a hurry. And I was in the queue, and I was walking forwards. I suddenly realized, oh shit, I hadn't printed the label that I wanted to print. So as I was approaching to the front, I was literally like one person behind, and I went to the nearest like label. I printed it, and I got back, and the person behind me, he looks at me and like, what are you looking at? Go behind the line. And I'm like, I did not just stand here for 10 minutes in this queue just for someone to tell me go behind. And there was like 5, 6 people at the back, and I was trying to get out of that store. You know what I mean? So I wasn't trying to stay there. And by him saying that, that kind of made me a bit like angry. That kind of made me a bit aggressive. And I told him, no, I'm going to stand here. And he told me, no, you have to get back in the line. And then I kind of stood my ground, you know, I just stayed there. And then he said it again in like a louder voice, go behind the line. For me, I wasn't trying to start any sort of arguments. Now, it sounds like I was, but I promise you I wasn't. So I went back, and I basically said, okay, cool, man, chill. Like, I told him, like, chill, bro. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? I went back to the line, and I stood right behind him because I wasn't trying to go, like, the whole way back. And I stood there, and he was, like, still talking to me, you know what I mean? Like, he was like, if you cut the line, you need to go behind. And I got angry. Like, I was literally doing that with my hands, and I was about to, like, crash out. But I actually held it in. And you might think like, yo, Tio, why are you such like an aggressive person? What's wrong with you? And the reason why I'm like aggressive in my mind is because I used to get bullied when I was a kid, and I wasn't able to protect myself like back in the day. So when I look at it now, whenever something or someone disrespects me, I just naturally get aggressive because I want to protect myself, and I don't want to disappoint myself again by not protecting myself, if you know what I mean. But in that whole story, I realized one thing, and that is that you are going to be around these people. You are going to be surrounded by these things. And these things that vibrate at a lower frequency than you, or that lower, at basically a low frequency, and you can see that, you know, the music, you know, the TV shows, you know, the people that you're surrounded by, and you know internally that they don't really make you, I feel happy or feel good. They kind of bring your energy down a bit. When I was first learning about vibration, frequency, and energy, I was thinking about everything around me and how everything is designed to keep you at low frequency. And I just thought of like escaping it for some reason. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna talk to these people. I'm not gonna be interacting with these people. I'm not gonna eat this type of food. I'm not gonna watch these type of TV shows. But sometimes the same stuff that is of low vibration is stuffed down to you. You go to a store, you listen to that same music that has this low frequency. You eat food that probably has carcinogens and pesticides in it. And I thought to myself, you know what, instead of escaping all this, there must be another solution to it. Because either way, if you try to escape it, there's one way or another, it will come back to haunt you. And what I thought of was basically just transcending it and understanding that some people or some things, they just are of low vibration. They just are of low frequency. That doesn't make them bad. That doesn't make them lesser than. That just means that you see things at like a higher level than those people. And that is completely okay. And that's, funny enough, that's what I told myself when I was in that store. When I got angry, I would have crashed out. But the thing I was thinking about was some people are just like that. You can't change that. Some people can't see beyond the anger, beyond the shame, beyond the guilt, beyond the pride. They can't see beyond that. And it's basically up to you to understand that and be like, you know what, I'm better than this person. They don't see beyond these lower level of energy levels. They don't see that. So it's up to me to actually harness what I know, what my knowledge is, and use it for my benefit. Because if I did take action and I did punch that guy, I wouldn't be sitting here recording this video right now. I would be in jail. So what I'm talking about might seem negative, but actually it's quite positive when you take it and understand it the right way. Everything around you calibrates at a certain frequency, at a certain energy, right? And when you interact with it, it kind of affects your own frequency. It kind of affects your own energy. For example, if you eat something that you know is not healthy for you, you're obviously gonna be like low energy. When you eat it, you're like, yo, cake, I love cake, or fried chicken that has sunflower oil or something. And you're like, oh, I love that. But actually, you know that internally it's not good for your body. The things that give you some cheap dopamine, you know that in the long run, they're not really the things that will fulfill your soul. And if you're watching this video and you're watching this channel, you know that I'm not here to talk about some temporary thing to keep you satisfied. I'm here to talk about the soul. I'm here to talk from the heart, you know, like I'm not here to tell you like, this and that. I'm here to talk about, I'm really here to dive deep into this shit. So you know that. And if you're new, you know that now. So it's basically about understanding, this simple understanding that some people and some things, mostly people, they don't see beyond the fear. They don't see beyond the guilt. They don't see beyond the shame. They don't see beyond the pride. They are stuck here and they don't know how to free themselves from that because they don't have the knowledge of that. And because you have the knowledge in that, you should take action of what you know. Knowledge is nothing without you taking action on it. I can sit here and read 100 books about how to fight, but if I don't take action on it and I know and I learn how to fight, I'm never gonna be able to understand that. It's all about learning something and applying it to a real life scenario. And you will know this because once you learn something, life will give you tests. God will give you tests to see if you're actually going to take action on it. And that was my test. Because I didn't attack that person, I passed my test. Most of what society has designed in this world, or the people above have designed, I'm not going to talk about it too much because this video might get taken down, but most of how the world's designed is to keep you in this lower level of energy. And that may sound negative, but at the same time, because you know that, you can not try to escape it, try to transcend it, understand the struggles that people in these lower levels face. Try to think about the scenarios when you were in their position, you know, try to understand them. So the main lessons from this video you can take is don't attack anyone. But seriously though, just, you know, try to understand everyone and try to see beyond the shame, beyond the anger, beyond those low level emotions, because you're capable of that. The reason why you watch this whole video is because you are capable of understanding what I'm saying. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Drop a like and drop a comment as well because I love reading you guys' comments. So with that being said, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.